Hello, hello, hello. Gonna wait a few minutes. Welcome, welcome, welcome to Kendall-Anise Reviews and News. This, once it's recorded, will be on the New Edition News Central playlist. That's where it will be. I can't wait, I can't wait, I can't wait. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Come on through, come on through. All right, it's Kendall-Anise. Welcome to Reviews and News. New Edition style. All right. First, I'm uber sleepy. If I look like it, that's why. I wrapped this blue hair in a bun. I threw on my New Edition shirt. You'll see me wear this again because my friend, she bought me this. I've never worn it. I just wore it for the video. It's kind of big at the bottom, but I'm going to wear it and cut it up and do something with it. But for now, I wanted to definitely represent as I do this review. Now, this is not merch from the Legacy Tour. She got me this a couple years back. To be honest with you, I have 50-11 New Edition shirts in some type of form. The ones that I have purchased at concerts, the ones that I have made myself, the ones that other people have gifted me because they know that I love me some New Edition. Okay, so today I'm going to review the Legacy Tour stop, Atlantic City. It was at Boardwalk Hall. Now, this meant a lot to me for a couple of different reasons. Oh, I left my ribbon upstairs. Oh, I left my ribbon. Where did I leave? Okay, never mind that. But my colon cancer awareness ribbon, I normally have that on. It is blue. I just ran to do this video real quick, so I don't have it with. But I'm still representing with my blue hair and my blue nails. So this meant a lot to me. This Legacy tour stop. I'm going to a couple, but this is the first one I went to, and I went to Atlantic City tour stop at Boardwalk Hall. It means a lot to me because I'm from South Jersey. I've been walking that boardwalk since I was a little girl. And yesterday, which was the Legacy Tour stop in Atlantic City, it was March 18th, 2023. That marked 2 years of me being colon cancer free. So I had my surgery March 18th, 2021. So it was a very emotional day for me, a beautiful day, a reflective day, a thankful day. So what better way to spend that day than with New Edition? I can't think of any other way. All right, so we're going to get right into it. We're not going to do a whole lot of talking. The Legacy Tour, I have all my notes during the concert. I was writing all my notes down because I wanted to make sure I brought it to you. If you haven't gone to the Legacy Tour and you are, this will be a spoiler alert, but I'll keep it minimal. I won't give everything away, but I will tell you some things. So if you don't want to hear anything about your tour stop, then you want to watch this video, this review, after you've seen your Legacy Tour stop date. But if you don't care about that and you're excited and you want to hear what's some of the things that are going to happen in the tour, then stay right here. And if you're not going, I'm going to paint the picture for you. So even if you haven't gone, you'll feel like you've gone or you'll do it again. Or when the residency comes in Vegas, or if you're able to travel to a stop before the tour ends, April 30th, then you'll be able to do so. Now, this is a Legacy Tour. These men, Ronnie, Bobby, Ricky, Mike, and Ralph, right? They're heading this tour for their 40th anniversary. Yes, 40th anniversary in this business. And I have been with them all them 40 years, right? So it was exciting. In my opinion, this is my humble opinion, I think this will be the last tour. It's a great place to stop 40 years in doing this outside of the residency. This is a great place to stop, to put a pin in it for my boys, New Edition. They're getting older, but that doesn't matter because they're still performing like they did 40 years ago, 30 years ago, 20 years ago. Let's not be confused on that. But everybody is in their 50s, some pushing, Johnny pushing, 60, and Ronnie, everybody's still looking amazing. But I gotta say, Johnny Gill, I just saw him twice in September, and all the extra weight Johnny had gone. He lost that all. But I do believe that this is going to be the final tour with all 6 outside of the residency in Vegas. So they brought, this is the thing about New Edition, they're going to bring their A game every single time. So if you've never seen New Edition, know this, that they're going to bring their A game every single time. It's going to be seamless. It's going to be structured. The lines are going to be straight. The dance moves are going to be in sync. They are going to drop the mic at the same time. They're going to move at the same time. The continuity of the movements, the continuity of what they're doing is going to do it every single time. Just know that, right? Just get that out the way. Know it. They don't come to play. They come to slay that stage. And I'm going to go through everybody who was on there. I just want to talk about that quickly, and then I'm going to circle back because this is the Legacy Tour review. So I am going to talk about the other people on the tour and what you can expect from them. But I just want to focus on New Edition for a moment, and then I'm going to circle back around to New Edition. Okay. Okay, it's already on there. I just wanted to make sure I have a fan page on Facebook. I wanted to make sure that they got the alert, and then I'm going to go through. I'm not going to hold you long, but you're going to enjoy this review because if you love New Edition, that's just going to be, you're going to love it because it's all love. But I'm going to tell you about some of the other people on this tour too, and what it was looking like and what it was sounding like. But with New Edition, the stage, the way they had the stage set up was amazing. They came up out the floor and they left going back into the floor. And I'm going to fill in the gaps in between, but let's just start. So the Legacy Tour, Tank, he was the opening act. So if you know anything about Tank, or if you watch R&B Money, or if you see him on social media, he makes no qualms and he makes it clear that New Edition was his first tour. He went to the Any Heartbreak tour. He begged to go to the tour. He loves himself some Bobby Brown. He always bigs up New Edition. So for him to be able to open for them is major for him. And he's talked about it. He's like, I don't even care. As long as I can sing one song and I'm happy just to say that I've opened for New Edition. So that shows their legacy. That shows what New Edition means to most artists. So Tank starts. He opens up with You're My Star. He has clothes on. Then he goes into a second song. He has almost all his clothes on. By the time he gets to the end of the second song, his shirt is off. He has like a tank top on, right? Because he likes to flex his muscles and show you what he's doing in the gym or what he's done. Let's just say by the end of the show, his whole shirt was off. But what was exciting to me is he had Jay Valentine with him. So if you don't know who Jay Valentine is, he's Tank's manager, but he also has been an artist since he was a little boy. And he's big in the industry. People know who he is behind the scenes. They know who he is, and they know he's about his business. And he formed R&B Money with Tank. So that's his business partner, his best friend, his brother. They're always together. And then they did the duet recently with Slow. A lot of people saw Jay Valentine for the first time do his thing on the Soul Train Awards with Tank. So he brought Jay out. I saw when he was getting ready to sing the song. So I was like, if my boy Jay is here, and Jay got all my claps when he came out. And he sang Slow with Tank. Seamless. It sounded amazing. Jay Valentine kept his whole red suit on the whole time. He looked great. And then he sang that I'ma beat it up. Y'all know that song. He sings the hook to that song. So Tank was saying, you might know him from this. This is a song you may know. And he went out there with him and did 1.5 songs with Tank. Tank's time wasn't a lot because he was the opening act for all the groups. But of course, he sang, I Deserve. The crowd went, wild. But where the crowd really went wild and when I had to stand up is Please Don't Go. That will forever be the jam. So Tank did his thing. You can tell he was in his Tank fullness, feeling himself, feeling the energy, putting the mic out, wanting the crowd to do what they do. And they did. He also said, if you are late for this tour, you will miss my first couple of songs. Let me tell you something about the Black Promoter Collective. They put this on. They started that show. The show was supposed to start at 7:30. Oh, baby, it started at 7:30 on the dot. So if you think about being late to the Legacy Tour, you are going to miss most of Tank. Now, if Tank is not your zhuzh and not your cup of tea and you're not here to see him, then, you got some wiggle room. But if you want to see Tank and you want to see the fullness of the Legacy Tour, then you need to be there earlier than on time. So anticipate the crowds, anticipate some venues. I know Boardwalk Hall in Atlantic City, they had the metal detectors and, they checked the bags and all of that. And it's going to be a line. It's going to be packed. I mean, people were all the way up to the ceiling. It was packed to the sides. It was packed from the top to the bottom, packed. So give yourselves enough time to get there. Women, take small bags. Don't take your movie bag or your mama or your grandmama bag. Take a little bag to the concert, because I don't want you to have to be turned around because you can't bring a big old tote into the venue. Some people were smoking them funny cigarettes and didn't care after it started. They did that when I went to see Bobby Brown in December in Baltimore. They were doing the same thing there, and nobody's coming up. So that smoke was in the air. Let me know if that happens in your venue. And nobody came to check them. I guess they was like, we ain't touching that. It's bigger fish to fry. But get there on time so you can find your seats, even though they are assigned. But you want to make sure and anticipate lines. You got to go get some merch. You got to get the merch. You got to take your pictures. You got to take, your selfies to show you were there in the place. You give yourself some time to do all the pre-concert stuff. Now, if you're that type of person, just want to rush and then get to your seat, but don't be late because you're going to miss Tank. So he was the first one to hit the stage, right? So then we had Dum Dum Diddy, and still people wondering, does he say, it was a rumor that he said Dumb B in the one song. And well, y'all know what I'm talking about. Piece of My Love. All right, so Guy came out. Aaron Hall was there with Guy, Teddy Riley, and his brother Damien. I saw Teddy Riley and Guy a couple of years ago in Baltimore, and it was just Damien and Teddy because Aaron Hall and Teddy Riley hadn't worked out their differences yet. And Aaron Hall had been known to say some things about Teddy, and Teddy wasn't having it, or they just couldn't get it together. But I love the fact that they got it together for this tour, because I'm sure, outside of Teddy, and I'm not sure about the other, my opinion, they probably could use the money. The brothers, the Hall brothers, they could probably, because we haven't seen Aaron. The last time I saw Aaron, he was training, I think, dogs or pit bulls on YouTube. He had his own like dog whisperer kind of situation. And that's the last time I really saw Aaron. He hadn't been singing in the limelight. I'm not sure if he was singing privately or somewhere else, but he wasn't really singing. But Damien still was crazy legs doing his dancing. He had his shirt off by the first or second song. Aaron Hall, they sang all our hits. They came out with what did they come out with? They came out with, they started with Groove Me. And of course, y'all know the beat to that. When that dropped, listen, I was up the entire time. My legs feel like jello. On my watch, because I walked all day in Atlantic City and on the boardwalk, the last time I looked at my watch to see my steps, it was like 25,000 steps. And I know a lot of them came from dancing at the show. So today my legs feel like jello. But Guy came out with Groove Me. Teddy looked amazing. Teddy Riley always looks like he smells good. He's 55 years old, still looking like he's 25, right? He came out in his Teddy Riley hats, his whole Teddy Riley vibe, right? Aaron Hall and Damien come out. They all come out like they're ready to perform. They come out looking clean. Eventually, not even eventually, first, second song, Damien Crazy Legs is doing all of this. If you've seen Guy live, he's doing all of that. Y'all want a real review, right? Y'all want an honest review, right? Aaron Hall wasn't Aaron Halling. It sounded loud, raspy, and horsey, and he wasn't hitting on any of the notes. And he was holding the mic out for us to sing. Now, one of my friends that I went with, she saw the tour 2 nights before. And she said the same thing. And then another person said on social media, she was watching someone's review, and they said the same thing. But I love the fact that Teddy probably knew that. He knew that Aaron Hall wasn't Aaron Halling like he was before, but he might need the money, the opportunity to mend fences. And it was still a vibe because we know all the songs: Let's Chill, Piece of My Love, Teddy's Jam, Groove Me. They did Fantasy. And they ended with I Like. And y'all know how I Like went viral on TikTok, where they had the I Like, the dance. Don't even judge me, but the TikTok. So they had that in the background with I Like, and they played that at the end. And I thought that was super dope because on TikTok, Teddy Riley was reposting a lot of people using his music, right? But Aaron Hall thought this was still 1992. He jumped in the crowd with his shirt off, doing all of his Aaron Hall-ness and singing, and the women were still acting like it was 1990 or 1993. They were still loving on Aaron Hall. Teddy and Damien kept their butts on stage. They was like, go on out there, do what you do. But Aaron Hall did say, man, I'm 58. He was like, it's different. I'm 58. And I loved it and I respect it. But he still took his shirt off. He could still take his shirt off. He was still okay with that. He took his shirt off too. Him and his brother, them Hall brothers, was out there butt naked. They were out of their shirts, Damien. But Teddy Riley, I'm looking at my notes, y'all. Teddy Riley was acting like he was on the Verses. Y'all remember when he was on Verses and he was against Babyface, right? And he was, making sure, I want to make sure the sound is right. Let's make sure this is right and that right. He's really into the technical. So he was cursing the light people out. he was like the light man. He said, "Light man, get these lights right in the middle of the show on the stage." And so hopefully they got him right. But then later when Keith Sweat, I'll tell you about that. So something was going on where they might not have gotten a sound check or something, lighting check, sound checks, all of that. But Teddy had to call out the light man once or twice in the middle of it. So being a producer, he's probably very technical with the whole show. And if you can even tell how Teddy dresses and how everything is manicured, everything is together. Like he seems like the type that likes everything in order and together, and the presentation and what he's given is important. And you got to respect that. But Aaron Hall was like, I'm 58. People's like, woo! And we do have to keep in mind, I'm about to be 52 years old in June. So I get it. I understand. We followed these fellas since we were teenagers, and New Edition, I was a child. Even I remember when Groove Me came out, all of that, I was in high school. So I get it. And we've grown with them. So even though we all may look youthful and feel young, age is still aging. We aging fearlessly, but ain't no spring chickens no more. So I can respect it. And Aaron knew his limitations too. When he knew he couldn't hit that note, he held that mic out, and people were so loud singing the jams. I was up the whole time like, even though I hate to linger, I would cry. Oh, I cry. And you can have a piece of my love waiting for you. Groove me, baby, tonight. Feeling like the way, or I like. Man, when they sang I like, everybody went crazy because that's the jam. So, all right. So I love this transition. So between Tank and Guy, there was like a quick pause. I love that because when we saw in December, we saw Bobby Brown, Silk, and I did the review on here. You can check that out. Bobby Brown, Silk, Genuine, High Five, Drew Hill. I think I got them all of them. Man, it was like almost an hour or a half hour in between each act. So that concert went on forever. Like they should have had a buffet out there. They should have had, intermissions. Where they were serving food. Or I was so parched at that concert because it took so long. And Bobby was a headliner at the end, so I was going to wait for some Bobby, right? But this one, seamless. After Tank, it wasn't even probably 10 minutes. And Guy came out, did their thing. And it was an easy, even quicker transition from Guy to Keith Sweat. Y'all know New Jack. Don't forget to think about the New Jack swang. Where Teddy sings, he said, I got Sanderman, Boy George, James Ing, and then he goes, my homeboy Bobby Brown. You know that. And he was like, I got Keith Sweat. I got Keith Sweat. And then Keith Sweat comes out. So wasn't that cool? Like the transition of the song, he was like, I got Keith Sweat. Because I thought he was about to sing the whole song because I was waiting to hear Bobby Brown's name. And then he was like, my big brother, Keith Sweat. And Keith Sweat is 61. Looking like he used to. He even made mention to it. He was like, y'all be saying I look exactly the same, but man, like in other words, I might look the same, but my body is feeling 61. Although he is in shape, he looks the same. I remember when I got his album when it first came out in 1988, I was in the 11th grade. I had the cassette tape. I was wearing that thing thin. Y'all remember the cassette tapes when sometimes the little tape comes out and you got to put the little pencil in or pen to kind of get it back together. Man, I wore that thing out. I was gifted that cassette. And that was when I Won Her came out in 88. So I've been rocking with Keith since then. I've seen him live before. He's always seamless. He puts on a good show. He is not new to this. Like, he truly is true to this. Another, his performance, amazing. His stage presence, amazing. His dancers were dancing. The colors he used, green, black, white, and red, like with his Keith Sweat emblem. Y'all know what that looks like. It's the K and then it's the S. He had that. He came out with all black, and Keith is known to wear all black, right? He came out with all black, and he had kind of like a black and white kind of vest. It looked to be furry or suede. And then that was like the first two songs. And then he came out and put on like a blue blazer over that. And then at the end, I'll tell you the song he sang at the end. But at the end, he had on like a goldish ivory kind of suit with brown. It was nice. He was clean. But if you know about Keith Sweat, like he keeps it 100. And he's very transparent. He's like, I heard what y'all been saying about me. And everybody like, what? And I'm like, what they saying? That I be getting drunk on stage? He was like, I ain't never. He said one drink. He said, I'm from Harlem. All the stuff I've been through, I ain't never. One drink ain't never made me drunk. And the lady next to me was low key getting on my nerves because she just kept dissing Keith. And I didn't like that energy. Like, he ain't no Johnny, or he probably was drunk, or y'all know that person. And my friends were over here, so I was trying to lean over here. And I just, you know how people just be in AC like, he ain't no Johnny. Look at Keith. You know, why he do that? I don't like that energy, you know. And, you know, sometimes I'm not above saying stuff sometimes, but I just focused on the stage, right? But he said, I heard, and everybody's like laughing because I guess everybody heard that because somebody had a clip or something. But then everybody said, you know, he likes to have his one drink or sip while he's on stage. He's grown. That's his business if that's what he wants to do. So he said, so having said that, let me go get my drink. So one of the dancers danced out with a drink. He took a sip. The girl was going to go. He's like, wait. Took another sip. He was like, come on. And of course the crowd loved that because he addressed that. And oftentimes there are rumors and different things going around, and some celebs act like they never heard it. So they just kind of skate over it. But it's always refreshing when you address the elephant in the room. And like I said, he's been doing this for years. So he knows how to handle, you know, rumors or a crowd. You know, even once he was like, yeah, I heard all y'all men used to say I was begging. He said, yeah, but he said, no, he said, I was a begging. He said, with my begging A. He was like, I know I've been begging. And he said, but y'all know, and I wrote it down. He said, y'all know what to put on when y'all want something. He said, so you're welcome for my begging. And everybody laughed because y'all know that's been the rumor, but not the rumor. That's been the thing forever with Keith Sweat. You know, that he's begging and how he whines. And I love Keith because he got his own special tone. He ain't never pretended to be Luther Vandross or, you know, somebody with this whole range. Keith got his own Keith tone, and it works every single time. Alley-oop every single time. We love it. I said he had all black everything. Oh yeah. He said I might look the same, but goddamn. He said, and he meant all that dancing and stuff because he was trying to dance. And he reached out to talking to the fellas because, you know, the one thing about Keith Sweat is men like Keith Sweat too. Like everybody was up dancing. It was a whole party. You know, couples was up dancing to each other, singing to each other. And, you know, everybody was dancing. You know, anytime I go to a concert and I see people sitting down tapping their foot, I'd be like, why are you here? Now, if something is physically wrong with you, you can't stand up and dance, I got that. But if you just want to have a stank face and you just sitting there like this, then why are you here? Why waste your money or someone else's money? Why waste your time? Because time is the hottest commodity and the highest commodity we have. Why waste your time if you're going to bring all that negative energy? Because concerts are my happy place. That's where I can release. That's when I can have fun and dance and do my thing. And I dance like nobody is watching. Whoever's behind me, they getting a whole show. Whoever's on the side, It's just the way it is. I'm going to dance. It's a lot to dance for. And I told y'all at the top, that was my second anniversary of my colon cancer surgery, where my cancer was removed from my body. That was the anniversary date. I'm going to celebrate. I'm going to take it up a notch. I'm going to have a good time. So I'm singing and can't sing, and I'm living my life. And I looked to my girlfriend. I said, concert is my happy place. She said, mine too. And we've gone to probably at least 25 concerts together. So that's my New Edition. When I told my mom I was going, she was like, oh, you with your New Edition crew. Yep, you know it. So and then I'm gonna pause and then go into this. So I took a bus trip to Atlantic City with a bus full of New Edition fans and everybody that was on the Legacy tour. So the bus was lit already. And on the bus, they were celebrating me, and I told them a little bit about my story. So it was just so dope. It was such a nice vibe. All the women and men on there, the energy was popping. It was just phenomenal. My girlfriend asked if I wanted to go, and one of my New Edition homegirl asked me if I wanted to go. I was like, yes, I do. And she was like, I'm getting your ticket. All you need to do is pay this little amount of money. And she paid for the majority of my ticket. And we got on that bus, and that bus was all the way. We were singing. I'm gonna put together a video also to upload here. We were singing, we were dancing. I had my cooler with juice and water and snacks. I had, everything. It was just really a good time. And I didn't know where I was going to be sitting, because the person that put the bus together had group tickets. So I had no idea where I was going to be sitting. And I was at the top, but I've been on the floor plenty of times, especially seeing New Edition. I've been on the stage with New Edition. I have been on the front row, the third row, the side. I have been in VIPs, meet and greets. I got pictures with them. So I have already experienced that, leaning on the stage when they're right there. When New Edition, Bobby Brown, Ralph, and Johnny, so I've experienced that. And one of my girlfriends and I were talking, like, it doesn't matter where we sit anymore, because we've experienced it on up top, down low, on the sides, like I said. So it doesn't matter. Just to be in the room with everybody rocking is good. So didn't even know we were going to sit until we actually got there. I was like, okay, we're just going to sit here. So we were up a little bit. We weren't on the floor. So even when you see my videos and pictures, they're not right up on it. But we were there. It didn't matter to me where we were sitting. We going, let's go. Right. So that was beautiful. And I didn't go to bed till like 5 this morning. And we did all of this in a day. We left at 11 a.m. and we got back like 3 a.m. And then I still had to get home, still had to get settled, still had to get dressed. So, but I was like, I'm committed to doing this review. All right. So back to it. So Keith Sweat also, at the end of his set, he played, and often I've seen Babyface do this, and a number of people, the songs that they've written for other people that were hits. So he did all the Silks, Freaky Baby. Why I say freaky? Was it Let Me Live You Up and Down to You? Freak Me Baby, Freak Me. He played that. He played all the songs that he wrote for other people. And then he said, I'm bringing my little brother out, Teddy Riley. Y'all know they've been rocking together. New Jack Swing started with them. They've been rocking together for 40 or 30 something years, right? So they are really tight. And I love the fact that when you're a headliner, New Edition is the headliner, you get to decide who is going on tour with you. And the fact that they put Tank, because he's talked about being a super fan of New Edition for forever. He don't care if it just was one song. You got Teddy Riley. We know the work he's done with Bobby and My Prerogative and everything, and Guy. And I'm sure that they felt like, they need a shot too, especially Aaron and Damien. And then you had Keith Sweat. New Edition lined that up. And that's what you get to do. When it's your tour, you decide. So I love the lineup. And Keith brings Teddy back out. So Teddy comes out to play, and y'all know he'd be playing the keyboard to sing Just Got Paid Friday night, money in the pocket, feel all right. I'm not a singer, but let me tell you, so Keith started it, Teddy's playing, but one of the Keith's background singers sang it, and he tore that thing down, that whole venue. Now, Boardwalk Hall in Atlantic City is huge. Huge. Literally, people were sitting at the top, like everywhere. Everybody in there was rocking to Just Got Paid, right? And he stays out there a little bit more, and Keith Sweat comes back out in that suit, that goldish whitish satin suit, to sing Make It Last Forever. So you already know, to all the lovers in the house, you already know couples were singing and dancing. I'm sitting there swinging and swaying. Oh, make it last. Come on. That was the jam. It'll forever be the jam. Make it last forever, ever. And the girl, it wasn't Jackie McGee who sang the original. I want to pay her homage. But it was his background singer, and she tore it down. And the song sounded amazing. And I thought that was going to be the end until he said, nobody. Everybody went off. Everybody went off. Y'all know all the memes when somebody says something, they be like, nobody, nobody, baby. And the band keeps playing on and on. But she sounds just like Athena, his background singer. I reached to my friend. I was like, don't she sound just like her? It was like, just think about your favorite jam on 265 volume. It was loud and it was rocking, right? So this time it's about 9:40. So it started at 7:30. So by time Keith Sweat ended, it was like 9:39 when I looked. And I remember looking because I said, I wonder, since New Edition is the main act, is New Edition going to just start at the solid time of 10 p.m.? Because that would have made sense, because we were told that the concert was going to be over at 11:30. We were told that it was going to be from the person who ran the group trip. She said that it would go from 7:30 to 11:30. So by time 9:39 came, I was like, okay, I can see New Edition doing an hour and a half, maybe them starting at 10. But oh no, it started at like 9:50-ish. So it was only about 10 minutes in between Keith Sweat. I'm telling you, they were moving this train along. 10 minutes in between. My boys, I'm so proud. Y'all know, New Edition. I mean, come on, I got a fan page on Facebook. I have a playlist just dedicated on my YouTube channel to New Edition news and whatever is going on with them, right? In 2017, I went to see them, went to Hollywood, got on the plane, flew to see them get their Hollywood Walk of Fame star. I had the privilege of watching the first part of the New Edition story with members of New Edition. I was part of the VIP breakfast in Hollywood because it was New Edition week in 2017 when they got their Hollywood Walk of Fame star. They had a VIP breakfast. The fellas were there. All us family and friends and then celebrities, everybody was there celebrating New Edition. I got a chance to host Bobby Brown's book signing. Like I said, I've taken pictures with them. I love me some New Edition in short terms, right? Short words. So but I still don't lose my thrill. Like, you might, I was trying to think yesterday. I literally have lost count of how many times I have seen New Edition and members of New Edition live. I truly have lost count. I was trying to think. I was like, I don't know. It's so many. And it's probably because when I was younger, growing up in South Jersey, and I grew up I had and a lot of people don't know this. From kindergarten, pre-K to about 4th grade, I lived in Boston. So New Edition used to perform in the parks for free in Boston before they had a record deal, before Candy Girl came out and everything. And then I moved right before they came out. So I was like, oh my God, as a little kid. So New Edition really. And then my cousin, who is no longer here, I remember walking. So it was just walking to the record store, getting New Edition's album. So it runs deep with me, okay, with New Edition. And I remember in Atlantic City when I was a little girl, they were coming to some club called Club Harlem. And it was an adult club. And I remember I begged my mom to go to that concert. She was like, and I probably was like 11. She was like, you ain't going to no club. I'm like, Mom, but it ain't a club. It's not a club. That night, New Edition's performing. I don't even think they had Candy Girl out, or maybe they did. And I was like, ugh. And I was so upset. So I don't know, as an adult, was that embedded in me? When I started going to New Edition concerts, oh, I've gone. Oh, this is a good question. You say, how much are you willing to pay for your tickets? I don't know. Now, I love me some New Edition, but I'm not going to be homeless because I love New Edition. I'm still going to use financial wisdom. And it's so many, and you'll be surprised. So many times I have been blessed by my friends gifting me tickets. Shout out to Chanel. Shout out to Basine. They have gifted me tickets. I have gotten my own. I have won some. So I don't know. That's a good question. I have to think about that. I'm not going to be homeless getting New Editions. Where can I find a New Edition 80s poster? Probably in my boxes. Probably in my boxes. Let me tell you something. Let me tell you this. My mom, when I was in 7th or 8th grade, she wanted to have a news camera come in. Now, this is before everybody, this is the 80s, y'all. This is before everybody was posting everything. It was no posting nothing. It wasn't no social media. It wasn't cameras everywhere. There were no cell phones with cameras. Remember, our cell phones were this big. Our cell phones back in the 80s were this big, right? None of that. And she was going to have a news crew come in for the local news to come in my room to see New Edition on my wall. It was like wallpaper. The posters, like, you know how you put wallpaper down? That's what my walls and my ceilings looked like, right? So this runs deep with me. My mom to this day, and I'm 51, she's like, I can't believe, like, you still love them the same. Yeah, I do. Let's see. I have a question. I was there last night in Atlantic City. Right after the show, I had a medical emergency, but this show last night was epic. I lost count of how many times. See, me too. Well, I hope that medical emergency is fixed, and I'm glad that you're here commenting. I'm glad you're still here, but it was epic. I'm getting ready to get into the show right now. I just wanted to paint the picture for those that may not be going to the Legacy Tour, or that you have gone to a stop thus far and now you want to maybe go to another stop, or this might inspire you to go, or if you can't go, then you can get it here. So I'm trying to be detailed, but I don't want to be too long-winded, but it is what it is. The people that love it. The people that don't. I'm not going to please everybody with this review. I only could be me. So let me get back to it. But it was epic. Okay. But I want to give you some backstory of my love for New Edition so you can understand. So we are here, right? And if you're here with me, then you rocking with this channel. Make sure you subscribe. Okay. So New Edition starts. It's all the lights. Everything's going because we know New Edition's about to come. So everybody is hyped. Everybody is up. Everybody is waiting for New Edition to hit the stage, right? So they start by playing a montage of their 40 years in business. So it's the screens going from when they were little, like it's a teary-eyed moment. It's showing them through. Then it's showing Bobby Brown when he's young and starting. Then it's showing Ralph and Ronnie. It's showing, Johnny wasn't in some of those in the early years, obviously, because he wasn't there. But then it started showing them as they progressed. That was already emotional for somebody who loves New Edition or is there to see New Edition. So the montage plays and they come up out the floor. The stage. Now, I told you, I've seen New Edition countless times. They've never had, from my recollection, they've never had this type of staging. They've always had grand and good first class. It's always going to be just first class, always with New Edition. So, but they came up out the, okay, I hope you feel better. Oh, wow. You had a seizure at the end. I hope you feel better. Yes, definitely. Let me tell you something. So so we don't know if New Edition is going to come from the right, if New Edition is going to come from the left, if they're going to come around. Y'all, they came from up under the stage. Just imagine 6 things going like this. And they're on the stage in these fly green suits. Go on social media. You'll see, go to Black Promoter Collective. You can go to any of their pages. You'll see the green suits that I'm talking about. They came up out the stage so fresh and so clean. And the crowd, including me, went crazy, right? All right. So, black sparkly pants, green blazers, the red bottom hat, with the red underneath, and then the black, clean. One thing a new Edition is going to do is give you the performance outfits. They're going to give you the clothes, right? They're going to give you the looks. They're going to come out like the superstars they are. That's how they're going to come out every single time. Never near one time that they're going to come out looking like they're not superstars. So just know that. So after the montage, they played, where do I want to even go? So they're singing their songs, and I'm going to go through the playlist. Yes, I wrote down the playlist because this is a playlist of songs that they perform that they don't rarely perform. Some of them, yes. Some of them, they never hardly perform these. I've seen them in one show perform some of the songs that they've done in this one. This is a totally different playlist. They're going to give you the best of these 40 years. The best of it. And the way that they arrange this is different like no other. So when they first used to perform straight New Edition songs, right? They didn't intertwine the solo hits so much. Then they started intertwining the solo hits by giving Johnny a portion, giving Ralph a portion, giving Bobby a portion, giving BBD a portion. And although it was seamless, it was never like it was on the Legacy Tour. It was totally different. Whoever's idea, whoever was the creative director, whoever was the team that through the brains, and I'm sure New Edition had to sign off on everything. But whoever styled this tour, the clothing, the stage, the production of it, that whole team, phenomenal. And this is somebody who's seen them multiple times. Yes, those emerald green suits. Yep. Well, they did have yellow too on some. They've changed multiple times. Yes, the sneakers had the red bottom soles too. Yes. I mean, clean. Clean. The brothers were clean. They all somebody's uncle, somebody's granddaddy, somebody's daddy, but they still New Edition. They were still clean. Okay. Let's talk about the clean lines in the dancing. I will say they were perfect. The lines, the dances, the way they are, the way they move, in sync, perfect. Y'all know Bobby is my heart. Bobby is my Bobby and forever will be my Bobby. I done took up for him my whole life. I had to fight for Bobby. But Bobby, if you've seen Every Little Step, his reality show that he had, if you've seen his documentary, if you hear him speak, Bobby has had heart attacks, strokes, problems with his knees, with surgeries. He got a lot going on. And he was concerned when he was going out on dates if he was going to be able to have the stamina. He's not on any drugs. He's not drinking. So he wanted to know if he would have the stamina, if he would be able to do it. Now, if you just fell on this earth today, then you're not aware and can't comprehend what Bobby meant to dancing and to performing. Bobby would dance his behind off, his performances, everything, right? But as he's gotten older with health challenges, he can't move like he can still move. He can still move. I just saw him in December by himself on the stage. He can still dance. He can still move. And he can still do his Bobby. But he can't do everything for as long. But even though all the guys were doing it, he still was keeping up. He still looked good. And I love the fact that if his turn wasn't that, he would still do it. He didn't stand, a professional just don't stand there like, I ain't going to do it because I can't do it as long. He's still going to do it. But I'm going to tell you how the guys did it. They kept everything in mind where each person was be able to recuperate and get a break for a minute, go get some water, go get some air to come back. How they just interchange and just come back and swirl around and dance, and they off the stage, and next thing you don't know, that one's off the stage, that one came back on. Seamless. Perfect. Perfect. Yes, the red suits also, yes. Bobby was moving much better. He was moving. I'm trying to tell you. Bobby was moving. He was moving. He is blessed. Absolutely. Absolutely. Bobby got the same problem I got eating red meat. Bobby Brown Foods. It's no doubt that Bobby likes to eat. But even on the reality show, right? He was trying to eat his salads. He was trying to do right. Like he is trying to, I respect anybody that's trying to do right and care about his health. And Alicia, his wife, ain't playing that. She is manager too. And his wife. Oh, she wants him healthy on all fronts, right? So perfect. Precision, dancing, unity, brotherhood, everything. Perfect. Perfect. And y'all know I'll keep it real with you because when the Culture Tour, which was the last tour last year, when it came to Baltimore, thousands of you saw that video when I did the review on when Bobby got sick, Mike got sick, and I gave my honest review on my boys. So I'm going to keep it real with you. If it wasn't, I would tell you. Didn't disappoint. So I got my notes, but you know I was watching the show too. So I love that Bobby switches out. Johnny switches out. Ralph is lead singing. And he sang when his turn was. Ralph is a star. Ralph is a star. And he loves his brothers. I saw him with Ralph and Johnny. That review is on here too in September. And Ralph loves the fans and the fans love Ralph. And he's much more comfortable. That's why it's rare that you see Ralph go out on dates by himself. He always has his brothers, one or plenty, because I think he likes that comfort. Could he stand alone? 100%. But I think he likes that. But Ralph is a star. He was out there giving all his Ralphness, and folks loved it. Oh, that's what I'm about to talk about. I'll pull that up right now. I'll pull it up right now. And then I'm going to go through the songs. I'm going to pull this out right now. Where's that comment? Yes. Now, this is one of my favorite songs. He says that part when they sang the song Still in Love, the background visuals perfect. I got that in my notes. So we're going to skip around. And I'm going to go through the order of the songs, though, so you know. So I'm going to bring it back to where it is. But Still in Love, I had to text my daughters because we're going to see it again. And my one daughter was like, don't tell me about anything. I said, I just got to tell you this part. They sang our song Still in Love, and it was perfect. So if you know about Still in Love, Ralph and Ricky sing lead. And the way that they had Ralph and Ricky at the top of the stage, kind of like a duet, singing this song, tears came to my eyes. And their voices together and singing the song. If you know the words to the song, Still in Love. I don't want to sing it. It don't matter. It just don't matter. The only thing that matters is that I'm still in love with you. And they sang that. The other fellas were down and they eventually joined them. But the way that they sung that song, see, I want one. He's my favorite. And I was crying too. I'm telling you. See, I was crying. I was crying too. I'm not the only one. I'm sure you and I weren't the only ones. It was sung beautifully. The band, the rest of the fellas, how Ricky and Ralph were singing, and the words to that song, that performance was outstanding. I saw they never sing The Kind of Girls We Like. No, but they were top tier. They were on the top, the top tier, right? So that's what I was saying. They were up high at the top. The way the stage was, they had kind of stairs here. They had the main part up here, and then the stage was down here. So when they came up, they were just appearing on the stage at some points. I was like, the way that I'm telling you, it's so seamless and so professional. You can tell that they have been in the business for 40 years and that Brooke Payne trained them phenomenally. Okay. And the way that they sang that song, it was just like, whoa. All right. So I'm going to make a Spotify playlist, and it's going to be free. You can download Spotify for free. And I'm going to do the whole playlist of the concert. So you get to enjoy these songs. Now, they won't be live performances because they're on Spotify. They won't, because I can't do them from the live performance because I don't own the rights to that. But if they're out there, so I'm going to do a playlist. Let me tell you something. I'm scared to tell my daughter this. That's one of our favorite songs. Home Again makes me cry all the time. Because I told you my cousin passed away, and thinking about my cousin and New Edition coming back together with that. They've only sang Home Again one time at one concert. And I swore that they would sing it this time. And they did not. And I don't want to tell my daughter because the last time we went, she was like, they didn't sing Home Again. And I want to say, baby girl, they ain't singing again either. But yeah, Home Again. Yeah, he did. That's when they all came back together. That's why I was like, yeah. They see, and they'll sing it. It's only a few times that they've sang Home Again. It's only a few times. They don't, that's not a regular part of their set. All right, so I'll let y'all, the Spotify, I'll put that, the Spotify playlist, I'll put that in the link to that in the body of this. When I finish doing the live, when I make it, I'm in the process of making it now, and I'll put it, so it'll be in this live later today. I'll put it in the body, so just check back with this. Make sure you like this video also and subscribe if you haven't. All right, so they changed to their orange and black. They had the orange that they had was oranging. It was so vibrant on that stage, and they had the sparkly black pants. Then Bobby came out, and I'm going to go through the playlist, but Bobby came out, and the boys sang Tenderoni. That was so beautiful because BBD was out there for the most part, and they were singing the rap part. Found a tenderoni is erroneous. They were singing like the rap parts, helping Bobby sing it. And I love the fact that the brotherhood was flowing. Like they had each other's back. Like if they see somebody get winded or they don't sing the rest of their song, or Bobby is struggling possibly, because Bobby's voice was amazing. No cracks. Strength was there. The articulation of the words were there. The voice was Bobby that we know and love. The voice, you can tell that he's not drinking, he's not smoking. You can tell Bobby's voice was strong. Strong. But when you dance and you sing, so that's why he wasn't dancing hard. And I would rather Bobby not to dance. He was still dancing and doing his things. But I'm glad he wasn't dancing super hard, because it seemed like he was like, either I'm going to dance super hard or the voice is going to be. He said, I'll choose the voice. Even when I saw him solo, he was still doing his dances. But I loved it. Every time Bobby danced, thousands of people was like, go Bobby, go Bobby, go Bobby. And Bobby was Bobby. And people, y'all know Bobby Brown is the fan favorite. You know, everybody loves everybody, but I think people love the underdog, and people just want to pay respect because all the stuff that Bobby has been through, and he still survived, losing his mother, his father, his two children, both his namesakes, his ex-wife, you know, watching his best friend die in front of him, watching his sister's fiance die in front of, like, so much that people root for Bobby to win. And he could just give you a little of this, and they like, go Bobby, go. But Bobby stopped dancing when he wanted to stop, though. I'm telling you, so the orange was fly. The orange was bright. It was popping. It was fly. And they were in it and singing. So Bobby sang Tenderoni. Then Johnny ended up coming out. Ralph singing his hits. Ralph, BBD. And I love the fact that Bobby was front and center, and how BBD backed him up singing and dancing. I loved it. And even rapping. How they just, the brotherhood, they all looked happy. They all looked healed, smiling. Like they said, you know what? If we're doing this tour, we're going to put everything on the table and we're going to work it out for real. That's the feeling I got watching. Like that they worked it out. Not to say they may not have kinks and be human, but it seemed like they worked it out. Everybody seemed like they were having fun. Everybody seemed happy on the stage, and everybody seemed proud of everybody. And they always are like that. But man, oh man. Man, oh man. Yes, that's when they were in the suits. Those orange suits. And I'm going to put a video on here too of my footage, a mini vlog. Yeah, they're going to be in Newark tonight, Newark, New Jersey tonight. Their tour goes until April 30th. So it just started this month in March. And they're performing Thursdays, Fridays, Saturdays, and Sundays. Hitting hard. Top of March. So far, this is 4. And I'm going to go through the tour dates just in case they come to your city. This is 4. Stop 4, and then they have Newark tonight, Newark, New Jersey. And then they take their break Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, and then they pick back up Thursday. They are brothers for life, for sure, for sure, for sure. They all did every little step together. Every time Bobby danced, those people were going crazy. I do wish they had a day off because, and I guess this works for them. Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday. But I was just thinking like, man, oh man, I shout out to all the performers out there on that high level, because to give everything you have day after day, back to back, and give, because you're keeping in mind that the people there, they may have never seen you, or they might have not seen the last show where you killed it. So you have to give high energy and give your best for every single city you go to. And they all outperformed. So think about what that takes. And then you're in your 50s. Not to say in our 50s we can't slay, we can't do it, but that's a lot. It's a lot. So I understand why they're doing in March, going in, and at April 30th, ending in Tampa, going out, right? So let me just go through the playlist. So the stage is set up, dancing, vocals, wardrobe, brotherhood, all on point. They started the concert with Crucial Loving. They don't never hardly do Crucial. They started with Crucial. And the first drop came on. My friend was like, what's that song? I said, Crucial. Crucial. And this is what I mean when I've never seen them do this like this before. I've never seen this playlist in a New Edition concert. And I never seen them intertwine the artists and songs like this, like the solo projects. Normally it's given a space, like it's New Edition, then we're going to give this space, and then you're going to sing all your songs, then it's going to be New Edition again. They intertwined it. What do I mean? Crucial was the number 1 song, right, that they started with. Then it went to Rub You the Right Way. And Johnny did his thing. And then it went to My Prerogative. Y'all already know people lost their mind when My Prerogative started. That was the 3rd song. My Prerogative. Bobby's voice was strong. It was amazing. Then they went into If It Isn't Love. Bobby went out because you know when Bobby wasn't in the group for a moment. So when Johnny wasn't in the group for some of the songs, he stepped off. And when Bobby wasn't in the group for some of the songs, he stepped off. But then both of them, when they weren't in the group, came in. So the way that they designed it, I believe it gave everybody a break. So nobody was worn out. Like people, they were just sliding and moving where you couldn't even tell who was on the stage or who was who. Seamless. And that's how they always are. I mean, professional. So it went from Crucial to Rub You the Right Way. I was literally writing the songs down. My Prerogative, If It Isn't Love. Then they went right into Mr. Telephone Man. Crap. Let me tell you, every time Mr. Telephone Man comes on, I'm doing the dances. Mr. Telephone Man, there's something wrong with my line. When I dial my baby's number, I get a click every time. You know how they do that? When I dial my baby's number, I get a click every time. I do the whole dance right there. Oh no, I'm not forgetting my, but that wasn't in that order. I'm not going to forget it. I'm going to tell y'all just how they went. All right. So then they did Cool It Now. You know, like the fans that are not the fans that see them on the regular basis, like me and my crew do, they respect more the older songs because everybody knows Candy Girl, everybody knows Cool Now. It takes them back to their childhood and that nostalgic period. So everybody gets hyped when they go all the way back to sing songs that they sang at 12 and 14, right? So just imagine the crowd going off. If It Isn't Love, Mr. Telephone Man, Cool It Now. Then after Cool It Now is when Still in Love came, which they hardly ever sing. So I already was jumping out of my skin, like, what? They're singing Still in Love? Already jumping out my seat. And I already told you how Ricky and Ralph were up there and the spotlight was just on them. And at first you just thought it was them on the stage singing that beautiful song. Voices sound like silk. They did the darn thing. And then right after Still in Love, they went to Candy Girl. Now Candy Girl is everybody's favorite girl. I got so many shirts that say Candy Girl on the back. Candy Girl. I wanted to start businesses. Name Candy Girl. Just all kind of stuff. We already know. But one of my favorite songs came next. And sometimes they sing it, sometimes they don't, but not on all the shows. Most of the time they do. Popcorn Love. Popcorn Love is more than that to me. Popcorn Love. Just wait. They will see. Then they did Count Me Out. Come on. I didn't tell you I tried to audition when I was little for Count Me Out video, and the manager that I had wasn't really a manager, so my picture never got submitted. And when I found out, I was just devastated. I could have been part of history. Imagine that. I was in that Count Me Out video because the girls were cute and regular. It wasn't like they were young and youthful. They weren't like, weaves and makeup, and they were kids. I could have did that. Dang. All right. And then they went to one of my favorite New Edition songs. I mean, it's so, how they say it's so hard to choose, but it's 5 strong New Edition songs. I love them all, but it's 5 that are in my top 5. And there are 3 that in our top 3. And this next song is in my top 3 of all time New Edition, A Little Bit of Love. They don't sing this all the time. So I was like, they're singing, even though they didn't sing all of it. Still in A Little Bit of Love. That is my jam. So I was already, I didn't sit down the whole time. I was already up. And then after A Little Bit of Love, they went into Is This the End? Are you my friend? Ooh. And then they went into another song that they don't hardly sing. They don't sing this on every concert. I'm lost in love. I can't live without you. I'm lost in love. And it's true. It sounded so sweet and beautiful. The way Ralph sang Lost in Love was beautiful. On that song alone, he showed you that he was a superstar. And the way that he sang it, the arrangement of it, and then he paused. And the girls were going crazy, and probably some fellas too. And he paused like he was getting ready to start singing and got a little bit of that love. And he sang that song and then walked off the stage. It sounds so perfect. Pitch, tone, everything. Perfect. Perfect. Then it went into a song that they never hardly sing again. So you already know I'm jumping out of my skin because they sang another song. That's one of my songs that they never sing. I can't even remember when they've ever sang this. I'm going to say one show that I've ever gone to. And I'm not talking about back in the day when the song was out. I'm talking about the last 20 years. Cause I'm with you all the way. They sang with you all the way. They never sing that. They never sing with you all the way. And they sang it. And I was so happy. Like I was like a little kid in the candy store, like all my jams, you're singing it. I told you it's my happy place. And I told you it was a day of celebration for me. So all of it was coming out. All right. I'm just going to go a couple more minutes and finish these songs. The next song was Tenderoni after With You All the Way. And I talked about that. Then it was my. And of course, Johnny is going to take it to the church. He's going to take it around the corner, down the street, through the block. And one thing about Johnny, he's going to maximize his time on the stage. He's going to give everything he got. And especially with his hit, My, he sang it, and My, did the folks love it. Then he sang, there you go, there you go, there you go. And of course, people loved it. And then they sampled a little bit of Can't Buy Me Love by Ralph. Can't buy me love, can't buy me happiness. Yeah, he did. Johnny did that. He really did. And he lost so much weight. I just saw him in September, 5-6 months ago. And he was heavy, gut and everything. Whatever he did rehearsing for this, Johnny looked like Johnny did 20 years ago. He looked great and sounded great. All right, so then they did that small sample of Can't Buy Me Love, and then Ralph did Sensitivity. And y'all know that's a laid back, chill cut. So he did that with his slide. You know the song. You need a man with sensitivity. A man like me. So he did that. And then BBD came out. And did When Will I See You Smile Again? Oh, the crowd was doing that and they knew. Let me tell you, When Will I See You Smile Again? That is the jam. BBD had a jam with that. Yes, they had Poison. But When Will I See You Smile Again? When the crowd, the whole crowd, 1,000 can go, you know how the song starts? When Will I See You Smile Again? And then Smile Again, smile. I like the end, how he does it. When he does it live, he does that little smile again a little different. And then they came out with, I saw You Get Ahead of Yourself. Wait a minute. Let me go back. I cried when Ralph sang Lost in Love. I always dream of marrying him since I was 9. I know. My friend who was with me, she said that makes her think of her husband, and they're going to have like a birthday party that I'm going to kind of, help her with. And she was like, Lost in Love reminds me of him. And that's like my song for him. That's when I knew. And she has this whole thing. And I was like, well, then we got to play it for your birthdays. But yeah. The crowd did lose it. The crowd lost it when they were singing When Will I See You Smile Again? And they went into Do Me Baby. Do me baby. And I was doing the dance. Oh, do me baby. Oh, I might shake my bun loose because I literally just put it up. Do me baby. And I was doing the dance. You can do me in the morning. And then, of course, smack it up, flip it, rub it down. And everybody's like, oh, no. You already know. You can't get the folks in that building and they ain't going to sing that part. They were going off. Said Johnny Gill should have married Stacey Lattisaw. They were together for years. But she's now been married like 30-something years. They were married for years. All right. So after Do Me Baby, see if you can guess what song. It's the song that the person does this. Don't be cruel. Cause I will never call to you. No, I bought your diamonds, even gave you pearls. I took you for a cruise all around the world. Come on. Man, I will be here all day long and I don't want to keep you. I've already kept you enough. But no, not Poison. Poison is the different one. But you know how Bobby starts doing the Roger Rabbit to that breakdown of Don't Be Cruel? When he's like, you know, go back and watch, you'll see. But so then after Don't Be Cruel, I'm looking around the venue like, it's a thunderstorm outside. It was thunder. And it was rain. The sounds. Can you stand the rain? Bobby, of course, he's not part of that song. So after he did Don't Be Cruel, he transitioned out. The way that they I'm telling you, seamless. You couldn't even tell. The design of it, in my opinion, the design was, we're going to give people their breaks in between. And we're going to support people on the stage when we're supposed to, even if we're not in the song. We're going to make them a part of the song. We're going to support them. You go get your water break. You go take a breath. You go get some fresh air. You go get a bite to eat. You come back, but don't be gone too long because you're going to have to come interchange. And it was perfect. Perfect. So Can You Stand the Rain? And of course, Johnny tore it down. And, you know, even at the end, he got to do the acrobats at the end to Can You Stand the Rain? But I remember one time, I think it was Mike. Don't quote me on that. I think it was Mike. And I think when some of them were going through stuff, you know, that's when they share the stuff. And I remember Mike saying, and I know Bobby has done this before too. We already heard when Bobby would be on the stage and he just went over his time because he was just Bobbying back then, wilding out, young Bobby, right? So we heard those stories. But I remember, I think it was Mike. And Johnny doesn't do this much anymore. So they might have had a conversation with him or that he just doesn't do it. But I remember the guys were at the mic. And you know, when you're singing a song and you're waiting for your part, but then the lead singer is going. So you're still like this at your mic or waiting for your next move for the person to come back or whatever. And I remember Mike saying before, like Johnny just went off and it was so long that they were still put in their position like this. And I seen a part of it yesterday, but the only thing, and y'all making me untired because y'all have no idea how tired I am right now. But and my voice is cracking because of the screaming. But Johnny was doing his part, and I saw the fellas up like this, like, come on, it's time to go. But he didn't do it that long. But he did let you know that he can sing. Because I remember Johnny was saying when he came to the group, you know, people was all funny style, some of them, because Mike sprung on it. Nobody knew that Johnny was going. And he was saying they were giving him little parts. And he was saying he was going to sing the heck out of all of them, you know, to show them. And he was singing. But Johnny always looked so happy. He was just smiling away. I mean, I guess y'all, you know, because Johnny, even though Johnny didn't start New Edition in 40 years ago, he still was in the music business since he was young as well. All right. So after Can You Stand the Rain? Every little step you will be there. Every little step I take, we'll be together, girl. Good loving. Remember he said that every little step. So I love the transition because you would think, Can You Stand the Rain? Every little step, slow song, fast song, it wouldn't work. Transition brilliantly because it got the people back up. And Bobby was out there, and once again, Bobby was dancing. Go, Bobby, go, Bobby. And he was really dancing on the side of if you're looking at the stage, on the left side of the stage, getting it, doing his thing. And he was moving around, and he really did that thing. I'm so proud of Bobby. I'm so proud of Bobby because Bobby could have just said, the heck with it all. Because all the stuff I've been through, the heck with it all. But nope, I'm going to keep doing it. And then, of course, towards the end, after every little step, and the fellas are out there with him, then they do Poison. They put on their BBD jackets. It's driving me out of my mind. Y'all already know how high energy that song is. And Ronnie, Mike, and Ricky want to forget them. Because although Mike and Ronnie do a lot of the raps and a lot of the songs, New Edition wouldn't be the same without them. And Ricky too. So let's show them some love as well, right? Ricky's voice, and I already told you I'm still in love, and then Ricky's voice is strong. It never shakes. Like, Ricky's voice is strong. And I don't think Ricky gets enough credit on how strong his vocals are. Like, they've always been consistent. Ricky's vocals have always been consistent. Shout out to Slick. Always. Slick and Riz, Big Ronnie, Big Ron, Bobby, Triple B, Flash B, they used to call him. Ralph is Riz. Johnny, they call him Skills. Skills. Let's get all the nicknames, right? But you got to show BBD some love because they never stopped touring. And BBD seemed like they never got issues or problems. It always seems peaceful. It always seemed like they're very gelled and cohesive, always. And Ronnie's still looking like a teenager. Ricky's still looking like a teenager. Mike, they all still look the same. Everybody loves Ronnie. They be like, Ronnie's like Dick Clark. He don't never age. I had the pleasure of interviewing him and his wife. Ronnie is chill on stage, and he's a sweetheart even in person. When I interviewed him, him and his wife, good dude, and I loved it, and they did Poison, and y'all know Poison is high energy. The dancing is high energy, and they did not miss a beat. In their 50s, they were still rocking that Poison dance like they've been doing it. And shout out to their dancers. The dancers, the whole night. Let's shout out to the dancers. And the dancers who, let me see something, dance behind BBD. I want to shout out those original ones that started that. It's a group out of California. And I forgot what they were called, but that's Deborah Moulton, Nikita Leon, Tawilla T, Marzella, Pluke Lewis. Y'all remember back in the day with the girls with the ponytails that danced for BBD that used to just wreck it every single time? That's how they did it. And they were on, so if you want to know history about them, they're on YouTube right here. I was a 90s dancer. They have like a series. I was a Soul Train dancer, 90s dancer. So definitely check it out. The original BBD dancers. It's right on YouTube. And you'll see how they got started doing that fast dancing and doing the dances. But these young people that picked up with the dancings outside of the ones who created them, high energy, moved the show along. And then I thought Poison was going to be the last song because Poison is high energy. A lot of their concerts end with that. Yes, I got a chance to, and that's here right here on my YouTube channel. Also, I got a chance to interview Ronnie and Shamari. So definitely check that interview out. It's right here on my YouTube channel. It was an amazing conversation. You got to see, and as much as I love New Edition, it was about human to human. So, and I say that in there, you know what I mean? It wasn't like, oh my God, let me ask about New Edition. No, I was asking deep questions about life. We talked about mental health and emotional health. We talked about love. It was good. So definitely check that out. And I'm getting ready to end. I purchased a cobalt blue New Edition beanie. I have it too. I have it. I'm going to rock that with my new blue peacoat next winter. I have it too. I have it from the last tour. I have mine. I could have put it on. Well, not with the button, but I have mine too. All right. Do you ever interview? I want to interview Ralph with his new radio spot, his slow jams. So I want to interview Ralph. So I'm going to try to make that happen. I would love to interview Ralph. For sure. Yeah. All right. So a couple minutes left. I thought Poison was going to be the last song because often in recent years, that was the last song when RBRM, which is Ronnie, Bobby, Ricky, and Mike, when they had their group, they would end with that. I've seen New Edition tours end with that. And of course, BBD, if you see BBD live, they end with that because that's their known. People are still treating Poison like it just came out. Everybody loves Poison. Everybody loves it. It gets the crowd hype every time. But oh no, when they ended with this song, I was like, that's appropriate. That's how you end it. They ended with N.E. Heartbreak. I know she got it going on. I know. And it kind of just was playing there, and they sang that part, and the show was phenomenal. The show was phenomenal. Oh, I've gone long in this video because I wanted to give you the whole experience. Even with the other people, I just didn't stop. Normally, I just start right in New Edition, but since it's the Legacy Tour, I wanted to give you the whole legacy of it all. But the tour was great. I'm about to give you the, and remember, I'm going to do a playlist for Spotify. Give me a moment. I'm going to put it in the body of this video so you can have that Spotify playlist. But I'm going to give you the last dates of the tour, just in case you want to see. And I'm going to see him again next month. So I'm happy about that. So I will see it again, and I'll come on here quickly. It won't be as long. I'll come on here next month and do it to see if anything changed or anything was different. Let's see. Let me get the dates. Oh, and I did get merch. You got to get merch every single time. You guys saw me on here when I was talking about Ralph and Johnny's dates where we went, one in Atlantic City and one in Maryland. And they didn't have merch. And I didn't understand that because people would have ate that merch up. They would have bought that merch, but they didn't have merch. But, you know, New Edition had merch. Keith Sweat had merch. Guy had merch. Everybody had merch out there. So I got my New Edition Legacy, official Legacy t-shirts. Legacy t-shirts to honor this tour. Like I got the Culture Tour. I'm trying to get the dates. What's left? Okay. I was trying to get, so if you've gone already to see the Legacy Tour, drop a comment. Let's talk about it. You know, let me know what you thought. I will let you know if I'm able to interview Ralph. I would love that. I will let you know. And even though I hosted Bobby Brown's book signing and was there with him, I never got to interview Bobby. I would love to do that. I've gotten a chance to talk to them, and even with Ricky and Mike and Ronnie, when we saw the New Edition story, I got to watch it with them. I got to talk to them and tell them how I felt, but I didn't interview them. Imagine New Edition doing a double album. Wow. That would be good. Wow. That would be awesome to just seal it off. That would be awesome. And remember, their Vegas residency is coming. So I hope I see you there. That's coming. And I think that's how they're going to end it. Like, I think this would be the last solid tour. That's just my opinion. Could be more. I would love to be more. But I have a feeling this is a great place to stop for 40 years. And then go into your residency in Vegas. I think that that's perfect. Yes, wait until you see the new merch. Oh. Now I have the Legacy t-shirt. I'll probably wear that to the next concert. All right. So if you still want to go to the Legacy Tour starring Tank, Keith Sweat, Guy, and New Edition. Let me give you in the right order. Tank, Guy. I was going to say Teddy Riley and Guy, Keith Sweat, New Edition. It's coming to a city near you. If it hasn't come to a city near you, or it did and you missed it, maybe you can get your homegirls or your homeboys together, maybe take a road trip, go see the tour. How can I keep in touch with you? I'm in Philly, but stayed the weekend in Atlantic City. Just, you can reach me here. Follow me on social media at Kendall Anise. Always keep in touch. Make sure you subscribe to my channel too. For sure. All right, how can you order merch? I'm going to find out how you can order merch if you don't go to the show, or if you want me to get it for you when I go and I can send it to you. We'll work out something, but you got to have some merch. You got to have some merch. I even have my own merch that I was making for people, giving it to folks. Because you got to have that memorabilia stamped. All right. So if you haven't gone to New Edition today, there still might be some tickets left if you are in the Newark, New Jersey area, Prudential Center tonight at 7 p.m. March 23rd, New Edition will be in Chicago, Illinois at the United Center. March 24th, Gainbridge Fieldhouse in Indianapolis, Indiana. March 25th, New Edition will be at Little Caesars Arena in Detroit. Hopefully you get some pizza too at 7 o'clock. March 26th, New Edition will be in Cincinnati, Ohio at the Heritage Bank Center. March 30th, they will be in the ATL at the State Farm Arena. That's going to be a lit show. March 31st, they are going to be in New Orleans at the Smoothie King Center. April 1st, Houston, Texas at the Toyota Center. April 2nd, Fort Worth, Texas, Dickies Arena. April 6th, San Diego, California in the Pachanga Arena. March 7th, they're going to be in Vegas at the T-Mobile Arena. April 7th, they're going to be in Vegas, and April 6th, they're going to be in San Diego. April 8th, they're going to be in Inglewood, California at the Kia Forum. April 9th, they're going to be in Oakland, California at the Oakland Arena. April 13th, they're going to be at Rocket Mortgage Fieldhouse in Cleveland, Ohio. April 14th, they're going to be in Louisville, Kentucky at the KFC Yum Center. Woo. April 15th, they're going to be in the St. Louis Enterprise Center. April 16th, they're going to be in Nashville, Tennessee. April 20th, they're going to be in Elmont, New York at the UBS Arena. April 21st, they're going to be, and this says New Edition in Keith Sweat. I wonder if it should still be the same. Providence, Rhode Island at the Mecca Mutual Pavilion. April 22nd, they're going to be in B. Moore CFG Bank Arena. April 23rd, they're going to be in Greensboro, North Carolina at the Greensboro Coliseum Complex. April 28th, they're going to be in Miami, Florida. That should be a good time. Miami-Dade Arena. Get your girls, get your boys together. April 29th, they're going to be in Jacksonville, Florida at the ViStar Veterans Memorial Arena. The last date, y'all. The last date is Sunday, April 30th. And in Tampa, Florida at the Amalie Arena. So those are the dates that we have left for the Legacy Tour. I work at Little Caesars Arena. That's good. Oh, I can't wait for you to see them. What date did I say that was? At the Little Caesar Arena. I never even heard. All right, Little Caesars. You said, but I'll probably call off and buy tickets. I'm sure you will, because working a concert, you can't do the same things you would do if you were actually doing it. But I don't get fired now. You call out and then you at the show. Don't get fired. Ooh, let's see. Last comments. I want to go to the one April 20th because my birthday is on 18th of April. That would be an excellent birthday gift. Tell somebody that's where you want to go. Tell somebody that's when you want to go. That's in Elmont, New York. Tell somebody that's what you want for your birthday. Or Nashville, you can go early, April 16th in Nashville. Maybe you can go. If somebody say, what you want from your birthday? You say, New Edition. That's what I want. Well, not the fellas, just to go to the show. All right, y'all. I didn't plan on being on here that long, but I just wanted to give you the fullness. I could go on and on and on, but I think our time has come to an end for this episode of Reviews and News. This will be uploaded and it'll be in the New Edition News Central playlist, like all of my New Edition news. They're the only ones that have their own playlist. And of course, because they're New Edition. And of course, because I'm Kendall Anise and I love me some New Edition. All right, so y'all will see me wear this shirt again because I'm just wearing it for the actual, this actual video. I just took it out the plastic. So I'm tired, y'all. I need to go sit down somewhere and I need to eat me some food. All right, y'all. Thank you so much for tuning in and interacting with me. This was great. I got one last comment and then let's see who has the last comment. But please subscribe. Please subscribe. Send this video to someone you know who loves New Edition. Let's see. I told my husband, but he got burnt out taking me. He's sick of going to New Edition. He was like, enough is enough. You got to get you a New Edition crew like I got. Come. You got to come over here. You got to get you a New Edition crew. Thank y'all so much for watching and taking the time to check this out. Keep loving on New Edition because I will do the same to all my tenderonis. It is more than popcorn love for me. Every little step I take is crucial. All right, y'all. Thank you so much for tuning in. God bless. Peace. Don't forget to subscribe and share.